Hello and welcome to the Broke But Not Broken podcast. I'm your host, Khurram, and I'm back here with another solo episode. We have a lot of catching up to do because I realized that having guests every week is wait for that to happen. So it might not be the best idea to have a guest every single week, but having one every other week sounds about perfect. So let's see how that goes. Last week I posted an episode featuring me and three of my friends in Boston. Um, Honestly, I thought that episode was not gonna be good enough to post, but I listened back to it and I was like, okay, this is good enough to post. So yeah, let's jump into what I did while I was in Boston. So first thing is, well, I don't know about order, but I went to actually I'm gonna pause on that for a moment. Um, so a new thing I've started doing when me and my friends go to Boston, we start playing card games or board games in general. And usually we always have new ones to play every time we go. And this time we did have a couple. I guess the only one I really want to talk about is a game called Really Loud Librarians. It's by the same company that made Exploding Kittens, which is a pretty popular card game. And this game, playing with my specific friends, triggered me constantly. So the game goes like this: mainly, there's teams, and each team has about a minute to say as many words in a category, which is given to you by a card, and whichever team can basically name the most categories within the minute wins the round. And um, during the minute, you can only give answers to the category with certain letters. So maybe you only get three letters at a time, and you can only answer if your word starts with those three letters. And once you give your answer, you have three new letters to pick from. So it's a little bit of a constraint. So you can't just say any word. Anyways, there's just so much arguing because I felt we all had different ideas of what properly would count in the category. And my friends are how do I say this? Trolls. So I don't think this game would I think this game would have gone a lot more smoothly with maybe other people, to put it simply. So some moments that came to my mind is, for example, category was types of cookies, and at one point they had the letter B, and they went ahead and said banana cookies, and we argued that I shouldn't count it, but we did. We can't. I mean, we had to eventually after like a good amount of arguing. But then I started getting annoyed because like banana cookies exist, and it's all it takes. But in my opinion, existing is not all that matters because I'm pretty sure kiwi cookies exist, raspberry cookies, every fruit cookie exists. But now you're just saying fruits at this point, which is kind of ridiculous. And I lost some arguments on well too. Like for example, shortbread cookies was set for the letter S, and tea cookies was set for the letter T. But when I researched it later, um, tea cookies and shortbread cookies, I learned are the exact same thing. So yeah, but that one was on me. And another category was Disney movies, and then they started naming Marvel movies, and I was like, that's a load of bullshit. Yes, I know Disney owns Marvel, but come on, like that's 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 stupid in my opinion. There's got to be some kind of like leniency. And don't get me started on when the category was things at the beach, and someone goes and says mop because there's bathrooms at the beach, and there's got to be someone who mops the bathroom. Yeah, yeah. So we pretty much board games. I tried my third lobster roll in my life, and it's my second favorite one. My favorite lobster roll is still from this place called Burger and Lobster chain in New York and probably other states, maybe. And one day we took a day trip to Providence, Rhode Island, and I did a couple things actually. It One of my resolutions for the year was to go to place I've never been to, and I was planning on doing that later in the year, but I never been to Providence or Rhode Island, so boom, I just completed one of my New Year's resolutions. That was a nice thing. Um, and the first thing we did when we got there was we went to a coffee shop because I wanted to try the coffee milk, which is which is milk with coffee flavored syrup in the same way that chocolate milk is milk with chocolate flavored syrup, and it was good. It was yummy. Um, I would definitely. They actually sell the syrup, like the official Rhode Island syrup, so I might buy that later. Providence is really. Oh, I mentioned this before in a different episode, but coffee milk is the official state drink of Rhode Island. So yeah, I did an official like Rhode Island thing in Rhode Island, so 100% counts for completing my resolution. Anyways, it was pretty empty when we went, like surprisingly empty. Granted, it was a Monday, maybe during work hours, but it was empty like the entire time we were there. A lot of places were closed. It was really pretty there, like clean and pretty. But yeah, it was pretty empty, which is, I mean, I guess it was kind of nice, better than being crowded for sure. One thing that was fun that we got to do is we rented scooters, which is something I haven't done since I went to DC a while ago, and we just rode around for a bit. And I really want to get myself an electric scooter because they're really fun to ride. I think it could be convenient for getting to work for me. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it. And one other thing we did in Boston was me and David. We went to go see a play, kind of on a whim. It was a small college production play. It was an adaptation of this Chinese film called Mr. Donkey. Um, so the play was like all in Mandarin Chinese, and you know, that didn't stop me from going because in the description of the play they said they would have English subtitles, and but the thing was like when we got there kind of late. So one, we were sitting in the last row, and then two, the subtitles were like displayed all the way on the right side, and the actors were mainly performing all the way on the left side. So I would have to turn my head to the right, read the subtitles, turn my head to the left, and then by the time I turned my head to the left, there's already a new set of lines being said. I have to go back and turn my head to the right and read the subtitles. So it was a bit of a shit show in terms of watching the play. It would have been a lot better if they put the subtitles in the middle, like up top in the middle. That would have been a lot more helpful. But I guess the story was simple enough for me to understand. And then also, just yesterday, actually, I watched the Mr. Donkey movie, and yeah, they pretty much adapted the movie pretty much to the point. So basically, the story goes like this: um, there's like this rural school in China, and they're getting money from the government by claiming they have a teacher called Mr. Donkey. So having an extra teacher gives the school extra money because he doesn't really exist, but they get his salary. And then so one day the education commissioner comes to see if this Mr. Donkey guy is real, and so then they hire a handyman to pretend to be the doctor, and handyman's very paranoid about the commissioner because he's afraid of officials. So the handyman was able to convince the commissioner that he was a teacher, and then the commissioner says, "Hey, let's take your picture tomorrow." But the handyman doesn't want to because he's scared. So one of the other teachers, she seduces him to stay for the night, and then so he takes the pictures, and then a few months later, the commissioner comes back because he wants to show the American visitor Mr. Donkey's skills. So they have to find the handyman again, and the handyman is like in love with the person who seduced him, but now she insults him, so that way she try as an attempt to make him stop falling in love with her. But all that does is enrage him, and when the commissioner asks what the handyman wants, so that he can help trick the English guy to give them all money, he wants to cut off her hair, and that basically sends her to Crazyville, and pretty much everything goes to shit. The commissioner gets caught stealing the money, and school um, they all get in trouble for lying about Mr. Donkey, and yeah, not the best summary, but it wasn't that deep enough to really explain. And I didn't want to spend too much time on this. So that's pretty much Boston and Mr. Donkey. I've been playing a decent more amount Guilty Gear, which is a fighting game I talked about before. I recently got up to floor 7 with the new character I've been playing, Bridget. So I kind of start back from floor 3 or 4 because one, I haven't played in a while, and two, learning a new character kind of feels like being a new player because a whole new stuff you have to deal with. Like one thing that I have to get used to is that my new character Bridget, um, he has less H. He takes more damage per hit. Because whereas my other character I used to play Leo, he would he's a little bit more tankier, so he would not lose as much damage per hit. So that's just one thing I have to kind of get used to. But recently, I just hit floor 7, which is kind of my peak. I think that's as high as I got with Leo. So I'm like at the level where uh, I'm as good as I was before. So that was a nice little milestone. I haven't been in the mood to play recently, but I feel like I hit a good spot if I were to stop now. But let's see if I keep going or not. Yeah, the Guilty Gear. Pretty fun fighting game. I'm just trying to. I think some of my friends are gonna try out Street Fighter 6 when that comes out. So hopefully I'll get a little bit edge over them by having some Guilty Gear experience. I wanted to go see before I went to Boston. Actually, the reason why I delayed my Boston trip is because I went to go see. Oh no, I spilled my can of Coke. 1 second here. Um, I went to the reason why I delayed my Boston trip is because I forgot I got a ticket to see Fahim Anwar. He's a comedian, and I went to go see him, and he was great. Um, uh, yeah, you guys check out his specials. He has 2 specials on his YouTube channel. Fahim Anwar, really funny dude. I learned about him from the Bad Things podcast. Um, I just think I don't know, he moves a lot. Like he uses his body a lot when telling jokes, and I think that really makes his stuff really come alive. Basically, yeah. I don't really have much to say. It's just I think he's funny. Check out his special, and yeah, I hope he comes back to New York one day because a lot of these comedians are LA based. At least the ones that I am more interested in too. Um, you know what's crazy? My childhood favorite band was the All-American Rejects, and I thought that I would never get to see them live because they're not really an active band right now. But they just announced a tour in the summer, and I was like mind blown. So I'm gonna go see the All-American Rejects this summer in 2023. That's crazy. Yeah, I think yeah, it's a pretty exciting thing for me. I learned about All-American Rejects from I think I was a kid and I was watching Cartoon Network, and there was a Bionicle commercials. I think Bionicle is like I don't know, but they're like Legos, kind of. If you know, you know. And yeah, there was a commercial, and they were playing the song "Move Along." I feel like everyone knows that song, but I don't want to butcher the lyrics. When all you got to keep it strong, move along like I know you do. Even when your hope is gone, move along, just to make it through. Move along. Ah, such a good song. Um, All American Rejects. I think they hit their peak when their song "Gives You Hell" got popular. Hope it gives you hell. Hope it gives you hell. I didn't really care for that song, but I mean, like looking back, I'm glad that they it helped them get more popular in the moment. So I can't be too mad. I just think they had a lot better songs. It's kind of like same thing with 21 Pilots. Their song "Stressed Out" kind of put them on the map. But I feel like they had a lot better songs. But now again, looking back, just the fact that they put it on their map, I should be thankful that that song exists. What should I talk about next? I'm kind of just running through my uh, notes here, but I guess that's a good thing if I truly do have um, guests lined up for next week, which I don't, but I kind of do these things last minute, so it's all working out. There's a new show on Netflix called Beef, starring Steven Yeun and forgot her name, Ali Wong and Steven Yeun. Ali Wong's a comedian. I don't really know if she's from any shows, at least that I know. And Steven Yeun is from Invincible and The Walking Dead and Minari. If you ever watched that, it's a really good show. You might think it's a comedy. The way it starts, the whole show, 10 episodes, starts from a road rage incident, and it just escalates from there. I highly recommend it. It's a really good show. Um, it is funny. It's dramatic. It has some. It has some pretty relatable things. Makes you think a lot. Um, yeah, great show. Beef, check it out. I want to say one more thing about it. The title artwork really good too, and yeah, it's only 10 episodes. And oh, it was made by A24. I don't know if I said this. I say it a lot. A24 don't miss. That's a fact. What I wanted to talk about something that I didn't have written down. Oh yeah. I don't know. I've been feeling a little bit depressed, I guess, past couple of hours or past day or so. I don't know. I guess one of the things that always comes back to me is money. It kind of just sucks not having money. Um, but everyone can relate to that. If you don't have money, like I would be on LinkedIn, Instagram, or any social media. I see people traveling all the time. And I'm just like, damn, I want to go places, but I can't. I physically like don't have the means to. And like that just is a very shitty feeling. And like every little thing feels like a lot. I just bought like a microwave and with a little laptop table. Nothing too expensive. And I was gonna buy a couple other things, but like just those purchases alone basically made me almost run out of money. And I'm just like, wait, I have to wait for my next paycheck to buy another little thing. And it's just I don't know. I feel like people say everyone has their own pace and stuff, but I don't like when people say that. It's annoying. I just feel like I genuinely messed up, and I'm trying to get my life back together. And maybe in a year from now, if the plan in my head goes well, I can catch up. But right now, like I played the game wrong. Sorry to get all dark and stuff. Not that dark, more like downer and stuff. But yeah, again, this is why I made this podcast, right? I wanted to vent or talk about the way I'm feeling. And usually it doesn't hit me in the moment, but now I'm recording in the right moment when I am feeling the way I do. Like, I'm at the point in my life where like I have no money, but I do have some people who would give me money. But I try my best to not ask because all that would do is make me feel worse. 'Cause I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like I don't know how to say it. Like I messed up, and then every day feels like I'm just torturing myself from my mess ups in the past that I can't undo. I guess maybe I should work more. That might be a solution. I am working. I'm working 3 days a week. Maybe I should find more days to work because at the very least, one, I will make more money, and two, at least it'll keep my mind off of thinking about me not having money. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that actually. I think I'm gonna next time I work, I'm gonna ask if I can have more days. It'd be a good distraction, if anything. I want to, I just wanna I don't want anything big. Like, I've already convinced myself that I'm not gonna be able to ever afford a house, and I've become content with that. But then I do wanna do all the little things. I don't wanna travel the world. I mean, I do, but, like, if anything, in approval style, I don't care to always fly economy. I don't care to take nonstop flights and go to hostels or hostels, I don't know how to say it. I don't care if they're shitty. Uh, I don't mind eating fast food at convenience stores and other restaurants. I mean, other countries. Um, I don't mind, but I just wanna be able to do it. I wanna be able to see any play or movie. I don't care how bad my seats are. I just wanna be able to see them. Concerts, but I don't have to feel like this like I can't eat for the week or whatever. I mean, it's not that bad, you know? I don't have it like I'm struggling, but I just feel like I can't have my luxuries, and I feel like my luxuries are smaller than the average person's luxuries. Um, and in that lens, I just feel like if I can't afford what I believe are tiny luxuries, how can I even think about the bigger ones? Not that I want them, but it sucks to not even have the opportunity to um, think about them. Yeah, everyone knows money is important, and not having it sucks. I'm not saying anything grand or new here. Um, yeah, sometimes I'll drink a Diet Coke like I am now, and I can forget about it for a bit. I'm looking around me now, and I have so many things that um, like. I have a lot of CDs, manga that I've collected. that I finally have on display. I love looking at them, but then, I can never be happy with that. Now I'm looking at the shelves that are full, and I'm seeing, "Oh, no, I have no more room to put more stuff. I don't have no more money to even buy more stuff. What's the point?" Everything always feels like a constraint, and that sucks. I'll probably get over it. I've known for a while now that I'm kinda broke. Um, yeah, I got nothing more on that for now. But yeah, let's end this, podcast, shall we? And, The Bones, which is a Japanese band, is just released a new album called Yours. I really like it. In some spots, I wished it would be a little heavier, but overall, I as I kept listening to it over and over again, I couldn't stop listening to it. So, yeah, um, and I don't know, I think I talked about it a while ago, but I accidentally saw them live, The Bones, when I was in Japan, and I went to a festival, and they were one of the artists performing, but I didn't really know them back then, and so I wasn't really paying attention. I guess I could say I technically got them live. Yeah, so, The Bones, check out the new album, Yours. I'm gonna put one of the songs at the end of this episode. I'm gonna put the song Dreamer. So yeah, thank you for listening to this episode of the Broke But Not Broken podcast. And stay tuned after to listen to your Dreamer by The Bones. All right, have a good day.